Hi, everybody. It's Christy here, the daughter of Scarlett Donaldson, who is the host of this crazy channel here on YouTube, The Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Yep, this channel is all about coffee. Not just regular coffee, but all kinds of far out coffee creations that my mom makes up from just her imagination. So, I hope you're ready because she's got a lot of great stories about coffee, taste tests of different coffee flavors, creamer flavors, even some coffee maker demonstrations, and a whole lot more. So, without further ado, let's check out her channel, The Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go enjoy a nice hot latte, cappuccino, or maybe a cold frappuccino or iced coffee with my mama Scarlett right now on the Far Out World of Coffee Creations.
Morning haze, crack of dawn, she's brewing a dream. Beans grinding rhythm, sweet and smooth like whipped cream. Espresso shots, flying crafting wonders unseen. Scarlett's cafe magic, stirring the caffeine scene. Pour it up, steam the cup, life's a rich aroma. Frappuccinos, cappuccinos, feels like home. A craft in every blend, not a coffee clone. A Scarlett's love of Java, warmth in every sip of. Sunset hues, twilight brews in the kitchen's glow. Espresso cascades like a mountain's flow. Bold beans latte, dreams steam rising slow. Scarlett's world of wonder always steals the show. Pour it up, steam the cup, life's a rich aroma. Frappuccinos, cappuccinos, feels like home. A craft in every blend, not a coffee clone. A Scarlett's love of Java, warmth in every sip of. Sip away the worries, let the tension fade. Scarlett's coffee alchemy, elixir homemade. In the cup her passions poured, always custom made. Crafted with sweet care, memories never fade. Mornings glow, rooster crow, baristas take a bow. From macchiato whispers to a mocha vow. Scarlett's joyful journey, magic in the now. Each cup a new adventure, coffee, craft, wow.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Scarlett here, and I'm still drinking my peppermint patty that I made in the last one. I figured I'd come back and just have a, just a fun chat and kind of chat about the future of this channel, what I'm hoping to do with it, a little more. And maybe talk about some other things, and basically talk about, you know, again, the story of how it happened and the future of it, what I'm predicting, well, not really predicting because I don't predict, but what I hope will happen with this. Now, this was definitely not a channel that I intentionally was going to start, because it was like, you know, I didn't want to copy Alonza Harris, who does the Blend Coffee Man, basically the brother channel to this one. And I didn't want to copy him. Well, Nick Vogt, one of our friends, our mutual friend, Nick Vogt, my crazy uncle that I love. Anyway, I can get away with that because it's the truth. Yeah. Well, he goes, well, Scarlett, he goes, honey, you're not copying Alonza. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, because you don't do the same exact thing Alonzi does, because one, yours are all K-Pods. Two, you mix up your creamers more than he does with different flavors. You do more of a mix match thing, whereas Alonzi doesn't always do it that way. And he goes, and two, he goes, it needs to be done from a female perspective too. And from what I hear, from what you're talking to me, because we were just on Team Talk, just randomly yapping on Team Talk. And he goes, girlfriend, you are far out. Okay, your recipes are just out there. You make stuff up, whereas he don't do that. He just does the straight up flavors. You screw around with stuff and just play with it. He goes, so you should do your own. And Rocky was up there, and I remember this. It was yesterday. This was like a month or so ago. Maybe a couple months ago. I can't remember now. But anyway, they were like, you screw around with coffee. You don't just have the straight up flavors. You do the straight up flavors, but you also you make up your own recipes. Because at that time I had this, you know, the peppermint patty, and I had the pumpkin pie. And they're like, you made that up. Just out of the spur of the moment. You made that shit up. That wasn't something that you just randomly bought. You made it up. You used what you had in your pantry and just made stuff up. They're like, Lonzy doesn't do that. So you're not copying him. You're doing what he does with the taste test, but you're showing off what you create. And so I broached him on it. I broached Lonzy on it. And he's like, yeah, you should. I'd love that. I would watch it. He's like, I would definitely listen to that. That would be really cool if you could do that. That would be epic if you made your own. That would be so cool. And so I was like, okay, why not? So I did it. I went in and I did it. I just randomly got the channel created. It took me forever to get it set up, but I did. And then I dealt with the drama of, there was, what was it? What did they say? It was unusual activity or something like that on there. And I'm like, what? On my email address. And I'm like, what the heck? No, there's not. I didn't even use it. So we had to get everything fixed. And that's probably why it was already verified, because we had to use my grandpa's number. So I used, you know, if it's verified, that is. I don't know if it is or not, but if it is, which I'm not risking it just in case, because like I said, I don't have a number right now. But if it's verified, I'm not going to take a risk right now until I get that phone that I was talking about in the last one. If it's verified, that's the only reason it's verified. I don't know if it is, but if it is, then it's because of Grandpa letting me use his number. I don't know, and I'm not going to take a risk in ruining things, because then I have to take it down and that will make me mad. But basically, it was saying, oh, you know, there was unusual activity, and I'm like, no, there's not. I didn't even use his email address. So basically then, after that went down, I got it, and then I uploaded the 2 videos, and they were both shorter than 15 minutes, I believe. And then I stopped because of like I said, I stopped uploading for a while. And I'm doing what I'm doing now, I'm just recording. And I'm hoping to get it uploaded by, more than likely it's going to be around April or May when I start uploading again, because winter in Ohio is just meh. Because I'm in Ohio, I will say that. Virtually, I'm in Mississippi, but wish I was. For real, anyway, because I hate the cold. Brr. Anyway, but I will say I'm in Ohio. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to give my location, all of it. But basically, I'm hoping, to get things uploaded once winter dies off. And it usually around, March through May, sometime between there. Because our weather just goes up and down and up and down and up and down and blah, 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 blah. It's like, so that's the story of how we got it. And I came up with the Far Out World of Coffee Creations because Nick started it. I'm going to give him credit. Nick Vogt is dangerous when you get him started. And sometimes Nick will say something that he doesn't even mean to say, and it just triggers an idea. And that's what happened here. He's the one that started the beginning part, Far Out. Because he's like, your creations are just out there. They're far out. And that just triggered me. And I went, Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Just like that. I mean, he starts things sometimes and don't even realize he does it. And it's like, hey, Nick, you did it again, Nick. Way to go, dude. Nice job, Nick. And I happen to know he follows this, so he's going to get credit where credit is due. I always give credit. And if you want to see how crazy he is, check out Nick and James vlogs. Shameless plug. There you go. Yeah, exactly. And he is a kook. Nick is fun. He's serious when he needs to be, but he's a goober when he has to be. Yeah. Nick is such a Nick. He's a Nick. But anyway, so that's what's going on with the story of how it happened. Now, the future of it, basically what I'm hoping to do with this is a lot of taste testing. I'm hoping to do some different, coffee maker demonstrations if it gets to that from a, blindness perspective. Basically, I want to do all sorts of different things and make things just, make this channel fun. Hello! Make this channel fun, if I can get my words out of my mouth. Jeez. You can't English. No, I cannot English. Help. Anyway. But that's me, just typical me, sitting back, enjoying myself. I might even show you guys down the road some flashbacks of old machines I've had, if I can find any. I don't know what all I'm going to do. I honestly don't know. I mean, I'm hoping maybe to get my old coffee maker back, my talking one, if my mom can find it. Because I mentioned that before to you, that I have that. I'm hoping down the road to get, this other espresso machine. I don't know when I'll get that. If it'll be in July, if it'll be in December next year, I don't know. But we're going to be trying all sorts of craziness. All sorts of craziness. That's what we do here on Far Out. We do the crazy stuff. That's what we're going to do. And that's the type of thing that I do. I'm going to show you guys all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, we're going to do all sorts of crazy stuff. It's going to be a good time. It really is. It's going to be a good good time. We're going to have fun here on the Far Out World Coffee Creations. We're going to have a boatload of fun. That is going to be a good time. That's what the plan is. We're gonna do all sorts of stuff, and like I said, I'm gonna try to come up with recipes of my own. You've seen a few, and if I can come up with more with some of the flavors that I have, trust me, I will. I mean, I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna show you, what to do if you lose electricity and you have to have a coffee fix. I'm going to show you a couple things there. I'm going to show you different brands of, coffee that, not instant, but ground coffee. I'm going to show that. And make, pots of coffee and try that. Now, I have two that I can show off, which I will definitely do. So, I will definitely show off two of the brands that I have. Because I have two different brands that I use. We'll tell you some crazy stories that I have of things I've done. One thing I want to do down the road, and this recipe actually triggered it when I opened the lid and took the K-pot out for the one thing. It triggered something, and down the road, once I get the guts, I'm going to do it, because I didn't think of it because I only had the one. But I'm going to get something, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to teach you guys a lesson about some things. I'm going to teach you guys some lessons that I've learned over the years as I've become who I am today when it comes to drinking coffee. Now, and I'll answer questions, about being blind and things like that I've been asked. And, we'll go from there. We will definitely go from there, and we'll do a lot of questions, demonstrations, taste tests. I'll even be probably trying creamers I've never had. I mean, it's, since I did try the liquids, because I didn't like liquid creamer. I don't prefer it myself, but when it comes to this, you got to do things sometimes when you're doing a channel like this that's specifically catered to a subject matter. There are things sometimes you have to do that you don't like. I'm going to try flavors I know I'm not going to freaking like. I'm going to have creamers that I don't particularly care for. It's going to happen. There's going to be no mistake. There's going to be no mistake about it. I'm not, for example, I have a creamer in there right now that I don't like, and that's hazelnut. I am not a hazelnut fan, but I have to use it. So I have to find out what it would sound good with, what it would mix with, because I don't just use a creamer to use a creamer. I want it to match what it is. So like, For example, something nutty. Like, I looked up one of the flavors for Friendlies, because I have the Friendlies party pack. You know, the variety pack. And it's basically, it has a nutty flavor, I think. And so I'm going to have to use hazelnut in it. Because it's Sunday nut football. Instead of Sunday night football, it's Sunday nut football. So I'm assuming it's nutty. And so that one would probably be good with hazelnut. And so I just want to mix them to where they match. Where they're not, because you don't want to mix, for example, you don't want to mix French vanilla with butter pecan. My staff almost did that. And I'm like, no, you don't want to do that. You want to get something nutty. You want like hazelnut if you're going to do that. I mean, I had to teach my staff, who's 10 years younger than me. Okay? I was teaching my staff. And you know, her name's Tiffany. That's one of them that was on A Match Made in Heaven with me, her and Robin. I might have to get Tiffany to come over sometime and talk about that. Maybe I can get her to come over and we can do a coffee run or something. Go over and I can get a coffee, maybe get her to bring me one or something. And run a test and be like, hey, Tiff. Maybe have a coffee day or something and get Tiffany to come over and tell that story from her perspective. But basically, she wanted to try that. And I'm like, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to mix those two flavors. That just would not be good. And Tiffany, is not used to that. And Tiffany, she's the reason I got my cinnamon honey vanilla and my sugar cookie. And, the pumpkin spice creamer was also liquid. And I'm like, okay. And so I was like, okay, we got to get this definitely taken care of. We got to get something that'll match it. And I was able to find cheap K-Pods to match both of those creamers. Because I was like, I don't think I have anything that would match. And of course, you saw my daughter's Snickerdoodle one before this. As I'm recording this, by the time it's uploaded, you will see that first before this one pops up. Because I wanted to show her gift first. But I had picked out the sugar cookie, and then she's the one that said, well, with the cinnamon, why don't you get Snickerdoodle? And I'm like, hey, okay. And when she picks things, I will give her the credit. I won't just take credit and say, well, this was my idea. No, it's hers. I won't take credit for an idea that she comes up with. That's not fair. And so, and like and there's one that Alonzo wants to get me. And so when it's something that he picks, then he gets credit. If somebody tells me to try something, they're going to get the credit for it. If they want it. Yeah, if they want it. If they don't want it, if for example, down the road, this thing gets big, I don't know how big this channel is going to even get. But let's say this thing gets to the point where I'm getting subscribers and I have to get a thing where people can send flavors if they want to send, if they do have comments, if you post comments and you have a flavor you think would be good, feel free to comment on this and just let me know. And if I have it, I will definitely get it on. Like I said, it'll depend on when I get these things uploaded too, when you get to comment, but down the road, if it gets big and I start, getting happy mail, as they call it, I will definitely, be trying different things and learning different things and doing new things. And, it's going to be a good time. It's really going to be a good old time having fun. That's what my goal is to have fun on here. A good friend of mine that I'll call him a friend even though I've never met him. The YouTuber I follow, and I'll call him out because he don't care if he's called out. Ryan Hall, he's a weather analyst. His remark, he said, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, make sure it's something you know something about when you do it. And that I agree with. But the thing that he did say that I kind of don't agree with is it doesn't need to be something you're passionate about. Yeah, it does. Because if you're not passionate about what you do, you're going to get bored. No offense, Ryan, dear, but if you're not passionate, like, for example, if you're not passionate about weather, you're not going to want to do it. If you're not passionate about music, you're not going to want to be a singer. If you're not passionate about what you do, you're not going to want to do it. And this was not an idea. This is where this was not an original passion that I had. But it kind of became one. Because I do love drinking coffee. And they're like, hey, why not share your experiences? Why not show some of your crazy ass stuff that you pull off? Instead of just, sitting there twiddling your thumbs, not doing something, talk to people and entertain and do your crazy stuff that you do. Why don't you just share it? Share your life and experiences, through that, and just have a cup of coffee and do typical goofy stuff. Okay. So that's what I do. I decided to start this up and start a new endeavor. And it's crazy how it's just off the wall crazy how I can just start up an idea and run with it. And I hope it really does do well if that's what God wants. And I will admit, I have a very strong faith in God. And if this is what God wants me to do, He'll let me know. If it's not, He'll let me know. If my other passion is what He wants me to do, He'll let me know that too. It just depends on where He leads me. If He's leading me toward this, if both things succeed, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what He's going to lead me to do. I don't. He does. And so, excuse me, goodness. Typical mornings. But if He leads me in this path, then that's where I'll go. It all depends on what He wants me to do with my life. I mean, if He says, hey, your path is to be a taste tester like this and try new things like this, okay. If my path is the other thing that I do in life, in my personal life, then, it's what God wills, not mine. It's not my will be done, it's thy will be done. His will, not mine. So, it's what He wants for me, not what I want for me. It's what He wants. So, if He wants me to make this, if this thing ends up blowing up in my face and starts flying up and the subscriber count flies, because His hand is on it, I'll know. And I'll know that this is what I'm supposed to do. If it takes a while, but it still increases, then, if it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger, I will accept His will, because that's His will, not mine. So, I don't know what the future of this channel holds. I really don't. Goodness. But yeah, so that's how this happened. It's just, things just go crazy. And that's the way things roll. I mean, it really is. There are times when things just happen, and you just gotta roll with it. So, like I said, there's gonna be creamers I don't like. There's gonna be flavors I don't like. There's gonna be combinations that just don't work, but it's trial and error when it comes to this. There's a lot of flavors out there. There's a lot of creamers out there that I have never tried. There's a lot of stuff that I've never tried. And I probably never will try every single thing. If I can help it, I won't try eggnog. But if I end up trying it, more than likely that is going to be something that I do not like because I cannot stand the beverage. So, yeah. I do not prefer the beverage. Blech. Cannot stand eggnog. But, like I said, I will try things. And, if it's something that I purchase, it's going to be something that I know I'm going to like. It's not going to be something that I do not care for. Like, I knew I was going to like the pumpkin spice because I love pumpkin anything. I am a pumpkin freak. Okay, I love pumpkin. I knew I'd love the peppermint stick. I knew I'd love the caramel and the butterscotch. The sugar cookie and the snickerdoodle. I knew I'd like them because I love sugar cookies and I love snickerdoodle. So those things I knew I'd love. Some other flavors that Lonzy has tried, I'm like, whoa. One of them I do want to try is the peanut butter cup. That does not sound half bad. And French toast. I've seen French toast and that one sounds like that would be really good. I definitely want to get those and try those. But there are others that I'm like, no. Eggnog is one of them. Now, there is one in the crazy flavors, which I probably have it because I have the crazy flavors, and that's eggnog and caramel. And I'm like, oh, God. Yuck. I'm dreading that. I'm so dreading that. That one is going to be caramel macchiatoed up big time because I do not like eggnog. I cannot stand eggnog. Ugh. The beverage itself, it stinks. It really does. It has a stench to it, and I cannot stand that stuff. Ooh. But yeah, I'm dreading trying that. I'm not going to lie to you. That is one of them that I am dreading tasting. Because I cannot stand eggnog. Ugh. And I do know I've seen it. So I do have it, I think, in my pack. I'm kind of scared to try that, but I will because it's in my pack. I'm not going to waste it, but I'm glad I do not have a whole bunch of them, hopefully. But like I said, he's tried it. So, yeah, we're going to definitely be trying some stuff we don't like and things like that. But it happens. I mean, you're not going to like every single flavor. It's not going to happen that way. It's really not. It's not going to happen the way you want it to. So, but yeah. So I hope you guys are ready for the ride because let me tell you, it's going to be a crazy one. It's going to be a fun one, but it's going to be different. But hey, it all works out for the best, I'm sure. Crazy rides usually If you put them in God's hands, they work out for the best. But let me tell you, I'm gonna have some fun with this channel. I really believe that. And I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I will. So anyway, guys, I will love you and leave you till next time here on the Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Today you'll see this as well as a few others. You'll see the sugar cookie, the original peppermint patty, this one, and then the one I just did. But tomorrow you're going to actually see, I'm going to record these today and get them all ready so that I have things set up because I'm busy. But tomorrow you'll see a flashback of me trying the caramel macchiato for the first time and butterscotch for the first time. I'm making it into like a flashback because I've already taste tested them. So I'm making them into flashback taste tests, but they're still going to be taste tests by themselves. So that's going to be the videos for tomorrow. So I've made up my mind that that's what's going to happen, and then who knows what will be next. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you tomorrow here on the Far Out World of Coffee Creations. May the Lord bless and keep you, and I will see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, and God bless.
In a small town kitchen down a gravel road, Scarlett stirs her passion in the morning glow. Morning start with laughter, mugs are overflowing, love and joy in every cup, every heart she's owed. She grinds the beans at sunrise, sunlight in her eyes, creates a brew so perfect like Tennessee skies. From cappuccinos creamy to espressos bold, every sip a story, every cup of gold. Scarlett's Brew, a wonderland, bringing joy to everyone, cup in hand. With each gentle pour, she fills our days. Her kitchen's magic in so many ways. Friends gather round the counter, waiting for their turn. She knows just what they need without a word discerned. She serves it up with kindness, warmth in every sip. In Scarlett's little kitchen, love's a steady drip. From frothy latte swirl to caramel sweet, her creations sing a melody, life's simple treat. With a heart of gold and skill unmatched, Scarlett's coffee brings us all joy that's deeply latched. Scarlett's Brew, a wonderland, bringing joy to everyone, cup in hand. With each gentle pour, she fills our days. Her kitchen's magic in so many ways. Scarlett's Brew, a wonderland, bringing joy to everyone, cup in hand. With each gentle pour, she fills our days. Her kitchen's magic in so many ways.